So today is today's date is the 6th of November. Here's my GoFundMe. You can get it through my website. By the way, you can get it through my website. Here's the address. Right. So if you go to the more tab, you go to Phoenix Property Dream, and that's what it's currently calling to read you here. I want to make note about my GoFundMe. This video is about my GoFundMe accounts, my past ones. As you can see, I'm logged into my old GoFundMe account. I've had several. So every year, GoFundMe, if the money is not raised in a year, they will delete your account. So this is a history of my deleted accounts because I failed to raise the finances. I am in the process of trying to press charges against the city of New York for loss of sepulture due to the way they handled my spouse upon his becoming deceased. Again, I am not anti-bi, I'm not anti-heterosexual, none of that. But I just wanted to say about my GoFundMe's because this will be presented in court. These were going on before we got married, when he passed and after he passed. My initial one was for the home. My home says 8 years ago, so that was maybe 2018, which is when I became incorporated. Okay, so I remember that around that time, I realized my first one, if I remember correctly, and I wish I would have done videos of each one of them, but I'm going back in history because I remember correctly that my first campaign, when I realized it wasn't only the money that I was getting was coming from myself. I soon enrolled in college afterwards. I realized I could complete my bachelor's degree by transferring credits. So then I changed. I think I ended this after maybe a few months, or maybe several months, 4 or 5 months, and started this campaign for my senior year of college. And so that said, that's the first YouTube video I did on my GoFundMe was of this, even though my actual first GoFundMe was for the home. That one of my YouTube channels is titled 12324 Birch Falls Drive. And again, and as you can see, that's pictures of it right there. So apparently I did a couple campaigns after that. This one is, I think, 8272 East Left Fork, Hobble Creek in Springville, Utah, which is back on the market again for currently 112.9 million. It's 50,000 square feet, as you can see. I had a campaign for that as well as many other properties. For example, my current one is for either 15 Biltmore's Estate or 2001 North First Avenue in Phoenix. But initially, upon me leaving LA, and when I was in LA, I had one for a home in LA, right? I don't know if I got a video of that. Maybe I did. But this one, before it sold, it was for 5,400. Let's see, East Valley Vista. Valley Vista. East Valley Vista Road, right? So this home recently sold maybe a month or two ago. Yeah, it sold for 6.1 million on 9/4 25 this year on September the 4th. I think that's Beyonce's birthday. So I got to town on the 13th of January. So I probably had to GoFundMe for it for at least 6 months before it sold. If it sold it may have been 7 or 8 months, right? So when I realized the house sold, the I changed the property and I listed 15 Biltmore Estates as the property that my GoFundMe is for currently. This is the lowest one I've ever done, but I did seeking, what's the amount I was seeking? Let's see. Does it list? It seems to not list. Well, here it is. It tells me to go for lower, so I put for 26,000. But the price was 21 million because I was honest about what my goals are. So I have different ways that I mentioned of making money. I mean, if you compare it to like sleeping on concrete, which I did several years, as well as like bench. Any home is a mansion, or most of them, I'll say, right? Right? Definitely, any home's a mansion. But I was just being honest about this. So if you go back to my website, again, you go to the Phoenix Property Dreams, you can find that. This is just to show. This is just to show you the history of my GoFundMes. Initially, 8 years ago, and 7 years ago, and to show you that this is the home that I, at the same time that I did my proposal, which includes the address, and sent it out to over 200 bankers. I also did YouTube videos of the property, and I had a GoFundMe of the property that is there, and that you can see that was my initial GoFundMe. Right, so I'll just say this, and on my channel should come up. So yeah, there's my channel for it right here. So that's one of my 14 channels. One of them is named after that property. And again, I had a GoFundMe, and that was this one, my first GoFundMe, right? That one. Also, the property is about that particular one. I want to show you one more thing. So this is, again, my history of my GoFundMes, starting 8 years ago, 7 years ago. Oh, okay, so let's look the property up, right? So that's not the initial. They changed the pictures from when I first found that property on the market. They even changed the model furniture in there, but that picture may be the same. Here it is. So here's the house, and as you can see, there's the semi-spiral staircase and the front doors that's surrounded in glass. So if you go back to the GoFundMe, it's the same one that's there, even though this was the initial one for it. Okay, so, and then this one is the East Left Forks property. Also, some of my other videos hint at that, as I stood out in the corner for hours with a sign on me saying, "Can you buy this property?" in front of 100 or 1,000 bars or whatever, and a big sign. A few times I would have to find those videos if I was going to do that. I'm not going to say that it's what I'm going to do, but yeah, so that's that. Where's that same overhead shot? It's somewhere here. It is somewhere here. Anyways, that's the closest thing to it versus my GoFundMe, which is this shot of it. Again, this one. And then this, oh, actually, maybe I do have a video of it, but this is the one for when I was in LA. I think that is the Aaron Spelling home that recently sold as well. I may have changed that one when I was in LA, but that one might have sold while I was there. So that's another example of a time that a home has sold while I had to GoFundMe for it, and I changed the property on that I was campaigning for. I think the address is. I'm trying to remember the address. Oh, there it is. So it sold for 110 million. 730. Oh well, maybe I didn't change that because I might have changed it because I came to Arizona because it sold on the 31st of 2025, and I was here back in Phoenix by that time. So if we look at the history, it was listed for sale. Let's see, while I was there last year, the price changed, and that was listed for sale the day after I arrived in LA. For $155 million, and then it sold on July 31st for 2025. It sold for $110 million. Okay, so there it is. 56,000 square foot home, and that's this property. Okay, so that's all for this fundraiser account. I'm gonna log out of this for a second.